Hello everyone, welcome to our class. Today we are going to talk about our next topic, human circulatory system. The chapter is body fluids and circulation, class 11th. So here we are going to start with it. Now what this circulatory system consists of? If I am going to talk about the circulatory system, so there is a blood vascular system and lymphatic system. Both are of closed type. Okay, blood also flow in the closed circulatory pathway and lymph also. So under this section we are going to deal with the blood vascular system. So generally that is termed as cardiovascular system, which act as a transport system of human body. And if I talk about the components of it, it's mainly contain blood vessels and the pumping station, that is heart, a muscular organ. Now the system which supply nutrients, as you can see over here, it help in supplying the nutrients, it remove the waste products from the various body tissues. Okay, it act as a connecting system between the organs of the different organs of the body. It conveys the different messages in the form of the hormones are transported, the gases are transported, nutrients are transported. So the main particular component which responsible for conveying with the different tissue is blood. Okay, and this blood is going to circulate into the closed blood vessels. Now we are going to take a look on the next part, functions of human circulatory system. Functions of human circulatory system, as it is a complex structure, complex pathway, it mainly act as a transport system, because in grade 7th, in grade 10th, we have read about transportation in human. So under that particular topic, we have discussed about human heart, blood vessels, blood. So what is the role of that particular system in our body? Main is it help in transporting the materials. What kind of material? So what kind of material? Oxygen, carbon dioxide, digested food, hormones, waste chemical like urea, and distribution of the heat uniformly into the body. Got it? Now come to the components of the blood vascular system. Mainly we are going to consider that only. So we are not taking the lymphatic nodes, vessels in consideration. We're mainly going to put emphasis on the main components of blood vascular system. Okay, we are not talking about the lymphatic system over here. So the main components are human, this heart, the blood and the blood vessels. Under the blood vessels we have arteries, we have veins and capillaries. Okay, heart is the main pumping organ, blood is the medium which is going to transport the things, through which it is going to get transported, the blood vessels, arteries and veins. Fine. Now the circulatory system of ours, that is mainly responsible for carrying two type of blood. Okay, as there is a double circulation in case of human, in case of mammals. So what that double circulation is mainly related to this, that there is a if I talk about that 4-chamber heart of human, so that 4-chamber heart of human is meant for this purpose only. For which purpose? For separating the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Okay, that have the efficiency to keep the blood separately without mixing. So that will increase the efficiency of the body working, if I'll talk, because more supply of oxygen will be there in that case. Okay, so what type of blood and where the blood is going to take which type of blood is moving from which type of vessels. Let's take a look on that. So two type of blood I was talking about, and might be you have seen in the diagrams also, the one part is denoted with the blue color, one part is denoted with the red color. So red denotes oxygen rich blood, blue denotes the less quantity or less amount of oxygen in the blood. It means that is carbon dioxide rich blood. It doesn't mean that the blood which is deoxygenated, oxygen is not present. No, it's not like that. Oxygen is present, but the amount of oxygen is less comparative to the blood which is having the oxygen. That color is also going to vary. Okay, there is no such case deoxygenated means oxygen is not present. It is present, but CO2 is more in that case. Okay, so oxygen rich blood is blood traveling to the body, the blood which is received by the blood cells, blood tissue, that is the oxygenated blood. And that I have told you, high content of oxygen, low carbon dioxide is there in that. Okay, and oxygen poor, like the content of the oxygen is very less, we can say. Comparing किससे कर रहे हैं, that the amount of oxygen which is taken during the inhalation, okay, that is more, and that is directly diffused into the blood in the lungs where the blood get oxygenated. So when the blood is taken from the tissues, at that particular time the amount of CO2 is more. Fine. So this blood which is traveling away from the body cells, or we can say the blood which is taken from the body tissues, body cells, is deoxygenated or oxygen poor blood. Low oxygen content, high carbon dioxide is there in that. Okay, due to that the color of oxygenated blood seems to be bright red, or we can say scarlet red, and the color of the deoxygenated blood is dull red. Okay, little bit darker in color it appears. Fine. So our heart is meant or structured in that way that it not allow the mixing of these two types of blood. That is due to the presence of 4 separate chambers. So 4 separate chambers, they won't allow the mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood over there. Fine. Now we'll talk about the human heart in detail, external structure also and internal structure also. This is, you can see, actually the heart look like this. Now the heart, we have already talked about, it is the pumping station of the body. Okay, and the blood which is pumped by the heart, it will travel through the blood vessels, that is the arteries and the veins. Okay, so completely it is going to form a cardiovascular system. Now we'll talk about some characteristics or features of the heart. Heart is muscular organ. Its size is about a clenched fist, a closed fist of an adult human. ठीक है, बंद मुट्ठी के जितना साइज होता है उसका. Where it is located? It's located just behind the sternum in mediastinum. That is the space between the two organs, we can say, that the space between the lungs. That is the space in the thoracic cavity where the heart is placed. Okay, mesodermal in origin it is, and it, when we talk about its weight, 250 to 300 gram. Okay, 250 near about an average in female, 300 gram in male. If I'm talking about that, when we had a discussion about the respiratory system, we have discussed this thing that the left lung is slightly smaller in size compared to that of the right lung, due to the presence of the heart over there, because it is tilted towards the left lung. Okay, and there is a cardiac notch, that kind of notch is there na, in that lungs, in that way. So over here the heart was present. Fine, that we have discussed. So this particular portion of the lung. Just wait a moment. Fine. Just wait a moment. Okay. This it was. So this is the cardiac notch where the heart is going to present. So this cardiac notch is present in the left lung. Okay. So due to its presence or slightly towards the left lung is smaller in size. The fifth and sixth rib over there in between the fifth and sixth rib, it is present. Fine. And it rests on the diaphragm. It is like this. This is the diaphragm, and over here the heart is going to rest. Fine. And this we have already discussed. It is the pumping station. This name was given by William Harvey to the heart. Now, as there was one term used, mediastinum, that thoracic mediastinum we are going to talk about. So this thoracic mediastinum means a space, or we can say a septum, between the two organs, and we are talking about thorax. So in the thorax, lungs is present. So this particular part you can see, this is that area, this complete area. Okay, this is one lung, this is the another, and this the space between. This is the mediastinum, where the heart is actually located in the thoracic cavity. Hope this location is clear to you people. Now, these two pictures which are visible on your screen, they are representing the external structure and internal structure of the heart. So this one, this is the, as you can see, this is looking like I am going to put it in this way. So that's why it was told in the starting, its size is the similar to that of the closed fist, clenched fist. So this is externally, it is looking like this. This is the external structure of the human heart. Fine. These are the upper chamber, these are the lower chambers, and internally upper chamber and lower chamber, and these are the valves over there which present. We are going to discuss about that also. Fine. Yeah. Now, external structurally, if I am going to talk about, the heart is going to be get protected by a covering called pericardium. Okay, this pericardium is this one, this blue color, light blue color skin which is peeled off from the heart. This is the pericardium. This is double membranous. Okay, double membranous is like in this way, outer one, outer pericardium or inner pericardium. Outer one is known as the parietal, okay, and inner one is the visceral pericardium. Fine. And between these two pericardium, there is fluid filled, that is called pericardial fluid, which help in protecting the heart from the shock, mechanical injury, and also help during the continuous movement of the heart. Fine. Or we can say to reduce the friction during the movement of the heart, it can be there. Now, inner to the pericardium, there are the wall of the heart. Okay, these thick wall, the heart is thick wall. It means it is protected by the layers. It have three different layers. Outermost is epicardium, in between myocardium, and the inner one is the endocardium. Now this one, epicardium, which is protecting externally, it is a fat it is made up of fat, so it acts as a cushion to the heart. ठीक है. Myocardium, myo term is related to the muscles. Okay, so over this particular layer, it is primarily made up of the cardiac muscles, which are striated and involuntary in nature. Now, under the muscular tissue, we have discussed that the cardiac muscles are different from the smooth muscles and those of the what were striated and unstriated, skeleton muscle and smooth muscles. So as they have the characteristics of both, like they have the striations, okay, and they are branched also, got it, but the nature is involuntary. It means they are continuously going to beat. A rhythmic movement is shown by the heart without getting fatigue throughout the life. So that is the speciality of the cardiac muscles. Okay, highly branched multinucleated cells are present in that. Okay, so this myocardium is primarily made up of the cardiac muscles. Okay, now the third innermost, that is lined by epithelium, squamous epithelium layer is there, okay, which is very thin, and like it help in stretching the heart when it is going to get pumped, as it is written over here, stretch as the heart pump, thin and smooth, and innermost. So these are the three different layers or layers of the heart wall. Fine, you can see over here endocardium. This is the endocardium, the inner one. This one over there where the cells are mentioned, myocardium, and outermost, ठीक है, this one which is containing, ये जितना भी पूरा part होगा, that is containing the which one was there? Yeah, epicardium, which is going to cover it externally. Okay, 3 layer was there, na? Okay, epicardium it was. Now pericardium, outer layer fibrous tissue, it is including that epicardium, then the myocardium, middle thick muscle layer, and innermost made up of epithelial cells. The myocardium is very important in heart, as it is containing the heart muscles of the heart. Strong and thick it is, and it is made up of contracting cardiac muscle fibers, which are continuously show the contraction and relaxation, and it help in conducting the electrical impulses which are generated there in heart with the help of different spots. Okay, SA node, AV nodes, bundle of His, then Purkinje's fiber. So that is present over there in the myocardium region. Its blood supply come from the coronary arteries. Coronary arteries are the arteries which are present in the wall of the heart. Okay, which supply blood to the heart, coronary arteries. Now the heart is divided into 4 chambers. Okay, so what are these 4 chambers? 2 atria, 2 ventricles. Okay, atrium is singular, atria is plural. These atria are upper chambers and ventricles are the lower chamber. Okay, right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Now whenever we talk about oxygenated, deoxygenated blood, as I have told you, we can represent the oxygenated with red and deoxygenated with blue. So here you can see the right part of the heart is containing deoxygenated blood, as it is represented by blue over here, you can see, and the left part of the heart is carrying the oxygenated blood. Fine. Okay, now the next thing, the atrium, they are going to be get separated by the interatrial septum. Okay, there is one septum which is going to separate these two, upper atrium. Okay, and the ventricles are separated by interventricular septum. This one, interventricular septum. Total 4 chambers. Upper one are auricle, lower one are ventricle. Auricle, ventricle. Fine. Auricles receive blood, ventricles pump it. Fine. Yeah. Now one term which always confused us, that is auricle and atrium. What's the difference between that? We're going to talk about that. So this auricle is the chamber. Sorry, auricle is related to the term ear. So if you have like seen the ear of the dog, so it is going to look like this. Okay, a kind of a portion upper wise in that way. And atrium, if I am going to talk about, atrium is the chamber which is the empty space over there. If I'll talk about this way, in this way they are made. Okay, so this area, this is called the auricle and this is called atrium, this is space. Okay, we can use these terms in like simultaneous in replacing each other also, but this is the actual difference between these two. Just go through that. Auricles are the small appendages. These are the appendages in this way. Yeah, so these are the this part, these are the auricle. Okay, and this one is the atrium. We are talking about the chamber, then it is atrium. So auricles are of auricles are of the atrium. Okay, we used to mention that this is the auricle of right atrium, this is the auricle of left atrium. I'll just make this clear in the diagram. Auricles are the small appendages. Auricles are the appendages. ठीक है, जो बाहर की साइड उभरा हुआ पार्ट है. Okay, and it help in increasing the surface area of the atrium. Increases the blood holding capacity of atrium. Got it? Atrium actually the chamber of the heart, upper chambers. Okay, receive blood into the heart, passing into the ventricle, complete the circulation, and they're comparatively large. Got it? Fine. Now over here I'll show you this particular portion now, this notch, this one, this is termed as the auricles. Fine. And this complete portion section, this is the atria or atrium. Atria is for plural, atrium is for singular. Got it? Now here we'll see the chambers as I was talking about. The 4 chambers, 2 upper are auricle, 2 lower are ventricles. So what the auricles usually do? Auricles are responsible for collecting the blood. Okay, collect the blood. It means if the blood is entering into the heart, that is entering through the auricles. Fine. And ventricles are responsible for pumping the blood away from the heart. The blood is pumped into the lungs once and into the body at the second time, that is through the ventricles. Okay, right ventricle and left ventricles are responsible for pumping the blood away from the heart. Okay, got it? Now here on this particular slide, the functions of each and every chamber is mentioned. So let's take a look on this also. Right atrium receives the blood from veins. Okay, the body blood which is deoxygenated, that is taken by the right atrium. Fine. After right atrium, the blood is pumped into the right ventricle. Now right ventricle receive the blood from the right atrium, then it will pump into the lungs through the pulmonary artery. Okay, that is deoxygenated blood. Now in the lungs the blood get oxygenated. Left atrium receives the oxygenated blood from lungs and then it pumps to the ventricles over here. ठीक है, left ventricle which is the strongest chamber structurally and functionally also, as it has to pump the blood to the whole body. Okay, so this chamber is going to pump the blood, and due to the contraction in the blood heart chambers, the blood pressure is created. Fine. Now if I'll talk about the difference between the right and left ventricles, so right ventricles have the ventricles have the thicker wall compared to that of the atrium. Okay, so right ventricle is comparatively thinner wall as that of the left ventricle. It means left ventricle have the thickest wall. Okay, right ventricle is a pouch shape, left ventricle is round. This is the difference. Right ventricle wall is thinner, okay, and left ventricle walls are thicker. So pressure is more in the left ventricle compared to that of the right ventricle. Got it? Externally, this particular topic we are going to discuss in our next lecture. So till this particular point we have discussed about the chambers of the heart and some basic structures about it. Okay, thank you everyone.